the region for you. My name is Susie, your host, and we're already in the house, of course, to give you all that is within our sports, starting with local stories, and then, of course, we get to cross to a national scene, and then we close the hour with the international scene. I know you must be expecting me and the usual suspects in the house and all that, but no, my guys are out, my colleagues are out for official duty. There is a lot, by the way, happening within the country, I should say, and locally in Arua City here. Post-primary ball games are ongoing. I will be able to give you some of the updates of some of the games that actually went down yesterday. And then there is a regional league. We also have one team that still represents, there is West Nile in Uganda Cup, by the way. They are together with the likes of the Pajules and the rest in Uganda Cup. We have them in Arua today, where they will be taking on Arua City. I am talking about Pakwach youngsters. They are chasing by the Black Angels neck to neck to see to it that they overcome them and sit top of the table and possibly attaining their mission. I am not alone in the house today. I am with a special guest who hails from there is Pakwach, also a part of West Nile, who happens to be there is the CEO Pakwach youngsters. You're most welcome, Mr. Okumu.
Yes, thank you, Susie. How are you?
I'm quite good. You're most welcome to West Nile TV. You're most welcome to, I should say, Arua. It has been quite some time since you ran away from here.
No, I did run. I think it has been some few, not more than 10 years, if I can tell. But I believe Arua is home, so
so should we say welcome back home, or?
Yeah.
Okay, today you are in Arua. Maybe basically in a few seconds you tell us what has brought you back to Arua today and all that, much as I had already said something out there that we have the CEO of Pakwach youngsters in the house. Basically, you will tell us, of course, what has brought you people to Arua, and you tell us, we all know that, of course, basically you're here to come and play or honor a fixture over there is a regional league. You will be playing Arua City today. That to me is going to be a very tight fixture, because if you look at the table standings, it's very tight. Everyone is fighting neck to neck to actually see to it that they sit at a very, very better position. What brings you to Arua today, Mr. Okumu?
Yeah, we are not here just to participate. We are here to actually get the 3 points, because we know we are here not only to just participate, but to, compete. And we have a game against Arua City side, and the game is at 4 p.m. The game is at Greenlight Stadium. Okay.
Playing Arua City, I should say, this should be a return leg. I know the first round got Arua City traveling to Pakwach at Omach. That is where your playgrounds are. And in that very encounter, it was very tense. I know at the end of the day, you guys collected all the 3 points. So this time around, you have also come for the return fixture, the reverse fixture today at there is Greenlight Stadium, home of Arua City. What are we anticipating ahead of this very clash?
Yeah, good game, and of course, come and watch the games, come and watch the boys, they're in action, come and watch beautiful football that is going to actually be played at Greenlight Stadium.
Okay. Team news?
Yeah, team news, let me start with the bad news. The bad news, we are having some few players who are out. One is injured. The rest out of the 24 players we have in the system, 3 are at school. So right now they're also playing the post-primary secondary games. So they're not actually with the rest of the teams. So as we talk right now, there is one person who is injured, but is 50-50, though he also traveled for this game. So I don't have the confirmed lineup with me, but I believe maybe probably he's actually in contention to actually make his play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regional League has been quite a very good run for you people, I should say. When the season started, basically no one actually expected you guys to fight this very hard, to see to it that you push up to sitting in position number 2 with a very slim point gap with there is table leaders by the Black Angels. You guys are fighting so hard. You guys just emerged like mushroom and started beating people for fun, started winning in games. games, whether you are on an away spree, whether you're home, you're picking in all the 3 points. I mean, what's the reason behind all this? What's the secret behind this?
I think the major secret behind this is hard work, and another one could be because we didn't release most of our players to other clubs, and you know, last season we didn't play well. Only we played well in the second leg, which we realized that at least if we had played well in the first leg, we would be somewhere. And keeping all these players within the camp and keeping all these players within the team, and we felt like at least this is our season. And it is hard work, and also, you know, keeping these players, they know themselves, they know that so and so, though we added some few players. So to me, I think it is hard work, and then keeping all these players together with the team. Because most of these players, they have been with the team, I think since 2017, they have been with the team. So that is something that we feel is okay for Pakwach Young Stars.
Okay. Pakwach Young Stars, after picking today's 3 points, where do we see Pakwach Young Stars after today's game?
Well, after today's game, right now we are having 33 points, and Paida Black Angels, that is table leader, they're having 35 points. So meaning we shall actually go top of the table with a difference of 1 point because they're yet to play a game. And I don't know if they're playing today or tomorrow, but that will depend if they win that game, because they're playing, I think they're playing at home. Okay. Yeah.
I want us to leave regional league aside. I want us to look at a Stanbic Uganda Cup, where you guys have had a tremendous movement, a tremendous achievement to actually see to it that you guys were able to push through all the stages, starting from grassroots stages. You beat all your opponents, even to the level of silencing and humbling, which is Giants at a match and all that. And then the most toughest was the most recent one, where you people played. There is Dove FC in Masindi. It was an away basis, but you guys went there. You believed, just like your motto says, you believed. You went in there, and you were able to eject them at home in Masindi. Quite impressive. Another secret behind that we basically need to know.
Well, this season our major focus has been actually going to the big league. That is our biggest, I think that is our something that we want to focus on. But also the Uganda Cup did come in, and realized that we are doing well. And because the form has been okay in the regional side or in the regional game, so we felt like, okay, I think this is also something that we have to. Because last season we were actually knocked out by Ondo Paraka in the round of 32. So we realized that every season is a step ahead, and I think it is all about hard work. It is all about teamwork. Because talking about the Christmas break or the first leg, we didn't actually send these players back home, because we realized we are playing this Uganda Cup and we are progressing. So keeping all these players within the camp, they kept on training, and also with some little motivation. So we felt at least there's something also in Uganda Cup. As we talk, yeah, we have some balls, we already have some money, though, you know, Uganda Cup, sometimes you just, you know, you wake up one morning and you realize the money has been wired to your account.
Okay.
So it is all about hard work. And talking about the Doves game, yeah, we know playing away is something hard, though we had the morale, the fans were there, they went in big numbers. But in the normal play, the 90th minute, we actually overplayed Doves. We played as if we were not playing away, only that they were good. And because if we actually counted the number of crossbars, the number of goalposts that we did hit, it was so many, more than 5. So to me, we played good football outside against Dove in the Uganda Cup, only that we failed to score because our main target was injured. He didn't actually feature in that game, though he also traveled for the game, but he's back. So we are ready. Okay.
That was quite a very good one coming in through from the CEO of Pakwach Young Stars. And one thing I want you to help us together with the viewers out there to know is that Uganda Cup and Regional League, how are you balancing both? Because I am not seeing where the other side the energy levels are a bit low and the other side the energy levels are a bit high. You guys are taking both this regional league and Stanbic Uganda Cup head to head, where you're all putting in your best. You're winning in at whatever level you're winning in. Any of your opponents that actually comes across. I mean, how are you guys able to manage this, that you are not bringing down, you're able to see that the energy levels does not go down at any of the leagues?
Well, the biggest issue is that we have 24 players, and you know football is 11 man aside, and every game has its own approach. So matches, there's a little bit of fatigue, but I believe with the morale, the motivation that we have with the players, I think, yeah, for the club they're doing, but of course, health-wise, it is not something that we feel should be okay, but because we don't have the players, and also every game approach has its own way of approaching it. Like the recent game that we had this week on Tuesday against Nyahama, it was an away game. So we picked some of these players that were not actually having more play time, and they delivered for us, and we won that game 2-0. So I believe even today with the coach is also looking at fatigue to be one of the major issues. So I think it's going to bring in 1 or 2, 3 players who have not been getting the playing time out, actually playing in Uganda Cup and also the regional league. So I believe today in his lineup is most likely to go with some of these players. Having also some of these players, actually, one actually did play the Nyahama game, and is a former player that we did get from Mvara Boys. He was formerly also from Nyahama. So he's actually not around today. He's actually engaged with school. Okay. Yeah.
You say that your key players are all at camp and ready for selection, but then there are a few that, of course, are participating in. There is the post-primary ball games. I'm meant to understand, okay, this is Pakwach. I was about talking about Zumbu that are yet to start theirs today. For Arua City, they kick-started theirs yesterday, and the most biggest is the game that will be tomorrow at Aliba Seed in the morning. It's going to be a very deadly clash between there is a St. Joseph's College Ombachi and there is a Arua Public SS. Those are some of the updates, of course, that I want us to get to know about. And still going back to Pakwach, what are we anticipating in there is the next draws over Uganda Cup? Because if you look at the teams that actually qualified, they're all in there is the biggest style of football in Uganda, and I think the teams that only qualified to there is this current level that Uganda Cup has reached in, the teams that actually play a lower league division is only Pajule, and there is Pakwach youngsters that recently joined in that very race. What are we anticipating ahead of the current level that we are in as Pakwach youngsters?
Yeah, it's not the first time that I'm telling media houses. I've been actually telling some other media houses as well. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are prepared. If we can eliminate also that is Boma, which is playing in the Uganda Big League. If we also did eliminate that is Wakiso Giants, that is playing in the Uganda Premier League. So we are not scared. We are ready. But of course, as Pakwach Youngsters being a regional side, financially we are not doing great. And our major issue is that we pray this time at least we get a home tie, because our major source of income is the gate collection. Okay. Because now playing Dav, that was away, playing Nyahama away, and today we are in Arua. So if again also they give us an away fixture, it is really going to be something very hard, but we shall try all our means because football is football. Once you're already in it, you're in it, whether away or whether home. But we anticipate and we feel at least we should play home when it comes to the Uganda Cup. Any team that they will give us, we okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very ready, prepared to play any team that, of course, comes their way. The biggest prayer point is that the game should be brought down at Omach, that is in Pakwach. The last bit of, I should say, West Nile, as you're leaving West Nile and stepping outside. In some of the updates, of course, that will be coming through include some of the Arua City post-primary ball game results that actually went down yesterday. Boys, 2 games and 2 draws for there is Arua Public in Group A that actually took in their games at there is Elifra Playgrounds at Onduparaka. We had St. Peter's Aliba that played Destiny Comprehensive, and this game ended on a 0-0. And then Arua SS played Manibe, and Arua SS was able to beat Manibe 1-0. Standard College lost to there is Soma 1-0, and then St. Peter's Aliba lost to Arua SS 5-0. And then in Group B that actually played at Pokea Seminary, Mvara played there is Arua Town SS, and Arua Town SS lost to there is Mvara Secondary School 1-0. And then Latibo beat there is Arua Academy 3-0. And then Michu SS was also able to there is outplay Michu SS was able to outplay there is a Pokea Seminary 3-0. And then Arua Academy lost to Mvara SS 1-0. And then Arua Town SS also played Latibo Foundation, and Latibo Foundation lost down there. And also in Group C that played in Aliba, we saw Cornerstone play 0-0 with the Republic. Ombachi beat All Saints Ochiba 2-0. Ombachi and Cornerstone played an all-0 barren draw. And then Arua Public All Saints played 0-0. Ombachi beat Cornerstone 2-0. And then in Group D, St. Joseph's College Ombachi Playgrounds, we saw Popol play there is Excel Global, where Excel Global lost 4-0. And then Tarantino and Roy Islamic played 0-0, and Najar played Niva High, where Najar lost 1-0. Quite impressive. And some of the games, of course, are still ongoing. We'll be able to bring to you some of the updates down there, as we have a lot of my colleagues out there doing most of there is the compilations down there. And the CEO, Pakwach Youngsters, is in the house with me today. He joins me, of course, in there is the show as we do a football analysis, but particularly we are giving this time to see to it that we give in time to there is our own clubs within the region. Still talking about Pakwach Youngsters, I want you to do for me a general overview of your journeys from the other leagues until where you people reached there is a regional league.
It has been a quite long journey. Actually, let me start with Uganda Cup. The first game we played Paten Hotspurs. That was an away game. Paten is in Wadlai sub-county, and we won that game. Then the second game we played Zeu, and we won that game. Then the third game we played Nebi Central. We played 1-1 draw, and we went into penalties, and we did win that game, and that qualified us to actual round of 32. We were given Boma. That plays its game in the regional league, in the FUFA Big League. It's also a Masindi based side. So we won that game by 1-0. And then we played Wakiso. We won that game by 2-0. Then we played against Doves. We played a barren draw in the 90th minute until we went on to penalties to actually win it 6-7. So that is in Uganda Cup. And talking about the regional game, qualifying to the regional, I think this is our 4th year in the regional league.
Okay.
Yeah, it is our 4th year. I've been a player, former captain of also Youngsters, just because I had some knee injury, so that's why I'm not playing. So for Pakwach Youngsters, before qualifying, it took them 7 years to play zonals, that they have not been, qualifying for regional league until when it was taken to Pakwach, when Pakwach actually got its DFA. So we were actually, we were beaten by, I think, Barakala City. I think that's the only team that did beat us in that zonal, and we went on to actually lift the zonal. Okay. So we lost only one game in that year. So since then, we qualified in the regional league, and last season we did finish, I think, second behind Nebi Central. Okay. And because I think 3 points was deducted over, some issues involving the fans and the match officials. So we finished second, and yeah, this season we are trying. We are going neck to neck with the Black Angels that has the experience, that has been in the Uganda Premier League, has been in the FUFA Big League, and is now playing in the regional league. Okay. So we are also giving them a run for the money. So I think that's how the journey has been for Pakwach Young Stars. I
want us to look at, you've just given us a wrap-up of the journeys you people have undertaken, both in there is a regional league and how you've reached regional league, and the journeys in there is a Stanbic Uganda Cup. And I want us to look into some of the challenges. I am quite sure such runs normally don't come in smoothly. Basically, they are surrounded by challenges. Could we dive into seeing some of the few challenges that these clubs face at a grassroots level?
Yeah, one is the financial strength of the club, because our only source of income is the gate collection. We have some ambassadors also who lobby for us, former players, and sometimes also these former managers. They lobby for us. We also have the fans who contribute. Now, the fans who contribute, the people who contribute on a seasonal basis, that they say, okay, this time we're giving this amount of money per member, and sometimes they contribute when we're going for these games. However little it is, it helps a lot. So the biggest challenge to me, I think, is the finance. Much as we run these football clubs, it is not easy without finance. So that is the biggest challenge. And as Pakwach Young Stars, we don't have a pitch. We are actually using the Pakwach Mission pitch, but we are into MOU with them that we maintain the pitch. We take care of it. So anybody who wants to use the pitch has to request from us. So I think that is one achievement. And Pakwach Young Stars, it is not someone's club. It is a club that belongs to the community. So the community supports it vividly. And even when we're playing home games, even when we're playing away games, they come in to say, okay, we are giving this is to support the boys. We're giving this for water. And also the ambassadors, they have been promising these boys, like maybe they put some stake when you play this game. Yeah, the little that we have, we are going to give you. If maybe you win this game, this is what we're going to get for you. And I think that has kept us going on. And I think it is one of the biggest challenges that I can tell the viewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have been able to go through all of these challenges, and I should say a very big thanks to, of course, the people that have always come through to help, the community members, the ambassadors that you've talked about, and all of that. And basically, I want you to also help us analyze the whole regional league. Nyagaki zone, we are leaving out Nile zone because you people are in Nyagaki zone. Nile zone, it's going to be a little bit hard to combine both of them because you only you are pitted in there is the Nyagaki zone. I want you to do for me a complete wrap up of some of the teams that you are participating with in there is the Nyagaki zone, how stiff it has been, which teams have been a headache, which teams you're basically seeing that are a threat and all that, because basically this is coming to a close-up very soon.
Yeah, thank you, Susie. I think we lost one game, and I've been having some draws, few draws, I think two. We lost against Paida United, that was at Jana. We lost that game by 1-0. We had a draw against the table leaders by the Black Angels, that was at Barokoro. We had a draw against Alpha in the first leg, and we had a draw against Nebi Central, the game that we played, second game in the second leg. So basically the rest have been a win for us, and to me, I just feel this season is quite interesting because when you look at teams that have been performing badly in the first leg, it is not easy to also get those 3 points against them. Whether they're playing away, whether they're playing home, they give you that run for your money. So I think all the teams have actually improved, because when you look at also the red zone in Nyagak zone, you realize that the point difference is there are those with goal difference, there are those with 1 point, there are those with 2 points. So you realize it is actually hard. Every team is stronger. So when you're going to face a team, you don't need to say this one is in danger zone.
Underdog.
Yeah, so you don't need to despise. Just go for your game, attack the game from the word go until the end. But football is not played on paper. Football is played on the pitch. So the end result is what we carry. Whether you get the draws, whether you get the 3 points, whether you don't pick any point, any result which comes our way, we're okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want us to look at the officiation. There are a lot of people that always complain about officiation. I have attended most of the regional league games this season. To me, the officiation has not been quite a very bad one. I want you to help us put through some little analysis into the officiation, not based on Pakwach youngsters, but a general analysis through the officiations, because I'm quite sure you don't only watch the games of Pakwach youngsters. I'm quite sure you follow you watch quite a number of games of other teams that are equally participating in the regional league. How have the officiation been to you?
Well, I must actually admit, West Nile as a region is one of the regions doing well, according to FUFA, in terms of organization, in terms of even the refereeing. But of course, complaints are always there from the different clubs. And I think one major issue is that as West Nile, that we need to support these men and women who actually officiate these games, because there are also complaints that comes from them. Others, you see the appointment is given, like maybe if tomorrow there's a game, they give you that appointment at night. The money is not all that much, and I think that is one thing our region has to look into. But of course, there have been issues. There have been clubs that has been involved in, violence, hooliganism, including even match officials. We did see a game against Nyahama that was, I think, first leg. It was against Alpha. I think they've been punished for that, up to the extent of, beating a referee, also taking away the whistles, the cards. So to me, I think that was really bad. Matches, the officiation, sometimes it is not our way. You as a fan, go and do your work. You as a person who is managing a club, do your work. Leave them to do their work, because there's a room for complaining or lodging all those complaints. If that time comes, please just use that time to lodge those complaints, not involving yourself into beating the officials, but also I pray that in the next 2-3 years we must be having the match assessors in all the games, because some of these games we have been seeing, there's no fourth official, you're only seeing the center referee and the two lines, the liners. So to me, I think this is something that we really also need to look into. Much as we are doing the appointment, we need to look into the referees who are there. Are they occupied? How many games have they so far officiated? And the kind of games that they're also going to officiate. Because if you have match assessor, of course, the center referee is also going to perform. We did see this has also been happening. There are some games that you realize with some clubs, they've been complaining about officiation, but if the match assessor is there, the complaint has not been there. So I think it has not been bad. I would say it is a 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quite impressive there. And leaving that aside, we'll of course return to looking into there is the regional league, because we are dedicating a Saturday Whistle Time edition to basically look into our clubs at grassroots level. Particularly, there is a regional league because the CEO right besides me is a CEO of one of the clubs that is participating in regional league, one of the clubs that has shocked the world, that has shocked West Nile, that has shocked Northern region, that is representing us in there is the Stanbic Uganda Cup down there. Crossing to there is UPL, Starting Uganda Premier League. Games have been ongoing throughout. Games started on Tuesday where we saw UPDF playing there is Bull, and it ended 1-0. And then Wednesday we saw Express playing Wachiso Giants, it ended 3-2. And Barara played there is Gaddafi, it ended 5-0. And then NEC played there is Marines, and NEC beat Marines 2-1. And then Thursday we saw Chitara URA, Chitara the Reyes are playing home in Masindi, beating David Obua's side 3-0 down there. And then we saw Busoga United tying it to an all-2 draw together with Saltillo Bright Stars. And then yesterday, Friday, we saw Bull playing there is a soccer club Villa, a very perfect save that came through from there is the goalkeeper of Villa. There is, by the way, the second choice goalkeeper. The first choice goalkeeper is Norman Angufindru, who picked a toe injury, I think, the time he came down to represent West Nile Province when they had a game up against there is Lango Province, where Lango Province, of course, ejected West Nile Province. We saw the first choice goalkeeper of there is soccer club Villa picking in an injury, and up to this date he has not yet returned, but is in training. And yesterday we saw, of course, Bull losing out to there is a soccer club Villa, even after being awarded a penalty in the 60th minute. That was some perfect save that came through from there is the goalkeeper, who equally plays for there is Lango Province down there. And we saw this game ending in a 1-0 basis there in favor of soccer club Villa. And then the last on the card yesterday was a KCCA that actually traveled to Vipers home St. Mary's Chitende, and we saw this game, okay, the 90 minutes actually ended on a 0-0 there, and in the fourth 90+4, those of us that are football fanatics, of course, will understand, we saw Mustafa Chiza that actually came through with an only goal for there is a KCCA, sealing in that for KCCA, and that game ended on a 1-0 in favor of KCCA, beating Vipers this season home and away. Quite very impressive performance that came through from there is KCA. One of their key players, that is West Nile, Muhammad Shaban, was in the stands on suspension because of there is accumulated yellow cards. That's why we saw only one goal coming through from there is Mustafa Chiza for there is the side of KCCA. Tomorrow there will be a big game also in Big League. We'll see Onduparaka Football Club hosting there is Blacks Power. Okumai, I want you to do for me an analysis of that game.
Well, Onduparaka, I think this second round of the season, they picked that momentum. They've, the new addition, the addition of Ahmed Borini from Royal, and some new faces in the team. I think going down to that is former side for that is Bida Ezra, that is I'm forgetting the name, Chetume. They did actually pick maximum points, and also Black Powers playing at home, picking a draw. I think coming into this game with the momentum and the morale that Onduparaka has, I think it is a win for Onduparaka. Okay. But also, Black Power has not been an easy side in getting the draws. To me, especially away games, when you look at the games that they've been playing, they've been picking, most of the games they've been picking draws. So it is also a clear indication that Onduparaka should also actually maintain the winning run, much as Black Power is actually, I should say, they are draw masters. So Onduparaka, with the morale, with the new additions that they have, I'm giving Onduparaka a slim win in that game. Tomorrow
ahead of Black's Power. Also looking at there is the Uganda Hippos, the under-20 for Uganda. They are participating in all African games, and they have participated so far in 3 games where they have won all of their games down there. They started with Nigeria, where they were overall winners over Nigeria 2-1, and then after that they played Senegal, and Uganda was able to beat Senegal 1-0, and the last game was played yesterday where they played South Sudan with 1-0, where the only game came through from Apollo Kagwa down there. This means the Hippos are doing quite well. Under 20 for Uganda?
Yeah, they're quite doing well, and of course the coach also being someone from West Nile, is from Zeu, Chama, is Zenalur, and I think he's doing quite well. That is for the national side. And also when you look at the players that have been summoned, the Alan Yearwood from nowhere, you know, also delivering. You talk about Shafiq Magogo, you talk about Sally Henry, the son to Bebe Cool. Yesterday's game, they actually had their chance, they had the opportunities, and we did see actually the goal coming in the 74th minute, which actually gave Uganda that win, a slim win. But also when you look at South Sudan, it is a country that has actually injected a lot of money when it comes to sports. Of late, you realize with so many players, changing their nationality, they fail. At least sports had something, and that's where they can. And we did see with what is happening in South Sudan, we believe through sports, maybe the civil wars can end.
Peace can be attained.
Yeah, because we did see that also Drogba doing the same. That is for Ivory Coast. So I believe South Sudan is also improving when it comes to actually this game of sports, especially football, because they've injected a lot of money. They believe in their players, and also Uganda, much as some other countries believe that Uganda doesn't take players who are not under 20, but I think they have that system where players who are not under 20 are actually ejected out. So to me, I think Uganda has been actually known, because when you look at the under 20, they've been delivering, they've been coming back with medals, and also in the games of also cricket, we did see them also yesterday moving out. So we believe that
even in swimming there was a
swimming
medal.
and netball. So we believe that at least in all the sectors, we are actually improving as a country.
But quite very impressive. From the social media, we have one watching from Gulu City. There is a Sans UG Vibes, big ups to you. And our time is up. We are signing off and leaving in the screens are full. There is the movie hour. But basically, before we sign off, I think you will be having possibly a few words to the fans out there, to the ambassadors, to those that have diligently been supporting. There is Pakwachi. And by the way, there is a huge section of your teammates watching us down in Nduparaka. I would like to say Afoyo Makwe for watching. So basically, in one or two sentences, you could be literally wanting to thank your fans out there. And I want us to do this in Dogalur.
Foyo Suzy, hosting and West Nile TV, Foyo management for West Nile TV, Foyo kamaiti kanenia West Nile TV kawonieni. Manbenda foyo kama ibe neno ye West Nile TV, juchwak pa Young Stars, juchwak pa Young Stars Kendengo, juchwak pa Clouds Matongtong West Nile, ochina wa foyo makweti nene wati kutugu Ababet Greenlight Stadium, enike wabe tugu Arua City, wachidi wel maditu wa miu chwak, kei chwak wa Arua City, chidbende imi chwak maperi, ni club maperi, chwako pa kwa Young Stars, chidimi chwak maperi, kene wachina waweku referees gitim tish mamigi inchalo fans chidi chwak club maperi chidi chwak jurutugu maperi gene which map dit makende marum ka wechupe.
Okay. Wonder for you ka honoring invite moi West Nile TV, and I would like to say thank you so much for following. It was Okumu in the house, CEO of Pakwachi Young Stars and Sizi. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate and thank the entire team, from the cameras to the production. A big